So apparently I'm blowing up in the news right now. And it's because of this thing right here. This is a Guardian cap. All it is essentially a little extra padding on the exterior of the helmet. This was something that was first introduced last year, and most of the offensive line, defensive line were mandated to wear it during practice. Other position groups such as tight ends, wide receivers, DBs, linebackers, what have you, had the option to keep wearing it. Since O linemen and D linemen are basically guaranteed contact on every single play, the thought was, hey, let's reduce the impact of the head-to-head contact in practice. It was basically an experiment to see how these Guardian caps would affect concussion rates. And they found that they actually did decrease by a significant margin. This year, they mandated during training camp that just about everybody had to wear them. We were also granted the option to possibly wear them during the preseason games, which I did and a few others on my team and around the league did as well. Now, the ones we wear in game are obviously tailored a little more to the team colors so they don't stand out as much. This was once again marketed as, an opportunity for us to try it out, for the league to see like, hey, is this a possibility? Can this be something that we introduce in a regular season game? It was successful enough that the league is now allowing us players the option to wear it during the regular season. And for me, it was a no-brainer. I just said, yes, I want to wear it the whole season. I've never really had a problem with the Guardian caps. They don't really limit vision. They don't add any extra weight that's noticeable. Why would I not add a safety measure onto my helmet? I feel like as a football player who's played most of my life and it is now my profession, anything I can do to mitigate any sort of brain injury or long-term health effects that would be detrimental to me takes precedent. I also feel like as a professional athlete who plays at the highest level that it's also part of my duty to advocate for my own health and safety and try to encourage others to also make the choice to continue wearing these. There's no amount of aesthetic that could outweigh what a TBI could do to you. And one of the more unknown things is that not only is it the big hits that you have to worry about, it's the culmination of a bunch of little hits. Your brain's essentially like a jello inside of your head. It's not really solid. It sloshes around. So even when you have a little hit, like a little contact, like you're blocking, it sloshes. And then let's say you block again, slosh, 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 slosh. So the culmination of all those little sloshes actually begin to add up, especially when you account for practice, games, and you have 17 of those games, plus the 3 you already play. That's 20 games, not including playoffs. That's thousands of small incremental damages to your head. Adding a buffer system to that, no matter how small, even if it's not a massive increase, I feel like is a positive. As someone who wants to have kids someday, I want them to also know that, hey, dad isn't just telling you to be safe. He also was safe when he played. Like, he did everything that he could to protect his head, to protect his brain, to protect his long-term health. I want to inspire kids to think that health and safety is also cool. You can do cool things out on the football field and still wear a Guardian cap. I want my children to wear helmets when they ride a bike. I want them to be safe. I want them to mitigate the damage of the what ifs that every parent worries about. Because there's no amount of cool that would be worth walking into a hospital room and your child's in a vegetative state because they weren't wearing a helmet, because they didn't want to look dumb. And with all the ongoing research about concussions and TBIs in my work, I would be remiss in not taking every precaution that's available to me. I'm gonna get married this coming year. I wanna be able to remember our first dance 30 years from now. I wanna be able to remember my first kid's steps. I wanna be able to be there at their first day of school. Anything I can do to mitigate that, anything I can do, no matter how dumb it looks, it doesn't matter in the long term for me. Football's a game, I love it. I love it with all of my heart, but it's not worth putting my life, putting my family's life at risk. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than just looking cool. And if I can do the same things on the field and be safe at the same time, why would I not want that? As a fan, why would you not want that? Some of your best players could play for longer and protect their health. I get it may look silly, but imagine being able to watch your favorite player for another 2-3 years. I'm basically making this video to explain my reasoning and explain why I'm choosing to wear the Guardian cap and why I'm gonna encourage others to wear it as well. I'd rather look dumb than be dumb.